Hey there, I'm Mark from Spectrum Pulse, and today we have from Doechii, Alligator Bites Never Heal. I feel more conflicted on Doechii than I really should these days. Yes, I liked her debut EPs, especially She, Her, Black Bitch back in 2022, which really showed off the talent and diversity of skill set that seems to be required for TDE launching an artist. I mean, she can rap her ass off, she finds terrific pockets in these beats, but she could also sing, get vulnerable, play multiple lanes, hold her own alongside guest stars. And while I trusted TDE to develop her well, I wasn't sure their release schedule would move fast enough and capitalize on the hype. And when I heard What It Is Block Boy with Kodak Black, I had the sinking feeling that Breakthrough might be really selling her short. Although in retrospect, maybe the fact they worked together was the Florida connection, that could make sense. Now thankfully we got this new mixtape that's picking up some proper hype and momentum, maybe even a bit of virality. And you know what, I think it absolutely works, but it leaves me with many of the same thoughts I had with that last EP, in that we've got more, I'd like to see a greater sense of cohesion and thematic focus. Now, part of this is all intentional. Doechii is only proving to be a more versatile rapper and singer. I was legit shocked by the breadth of vocal style she was pulling off as both a rapper and singer, more than a few times reminding me of Kendrick Lamar and Nicki Minaj, but she could very easily do R&B if she wanted. But there's also this feeling of frustrated tension lurking across all these fragmented songs, that after having that hit record have success on the charts last year, it can feel like a maelstrom to follow it up, follow through, especially when all that responsibility collides with relationship drama and a bad breakup and some of her own personal vices, which might have helped her through the craziness as much as they might have hurt her. And I especially like that for as much as Doechii wants to aspire to those greater things on her come up, there is still very human vulnerability. She can admit a certain pleasure that comes in acting out and doing drugs and partying, and then the frustration in following TDE's plan even if it might work, buckling under the weight of so much projection on a dark-skinned black woman rapping her ass off while grappling with the unfair contradictions that she faces from the industry, critics, and fans alike, especially when so many of these abbreviated songs are built to play the TikTok game for better and for worse, and her intense knowledge of how precarious all of this is. So okay, great setup. It paints Doechii as a multifaceted artist and which I want to hear more. She could break through to the mainstream. I just wish there was more follow through. I know it's just a mixtape, but that kind of feels like an excuse to get around some slapdash sequencing and how the momentum kind of drops off the map in the final third after NISSAN ALTIMA, which was an absolute banger. Or the fact that for as much as the profit and come up are motivation, the insider wordplay don't go much deeper. Granted, maybe that's all she needs, especially given that she wants to play to the mainstream and be that sort of superstar, and on that standard, she really is a better rapper than the majority of the field, and her swampy Florida grit is distinctive compared to Megan Thee Stallion's Texas swagger, or Glorilla's Memphis bruising presence, or the New York bravado of Nicki Minaj or Cardi B. And that also conveys to the production. Yeah, it can be frustrating that the songs feel so short, especially when the flow is a little haphazard, and I want to hear those thoughts expanded, but part of that is me not really acclimatizing to the TikTok era, and there is a distinctive, humid, warped flavor to Doechii's sound that might maintain TDE's minimalism, but clearly shows a lot of polish, from the liquid guitar over STANKA POOH and Death Roll and the sweaty muscle of CATFISH and NISSAN ALTIMA, to the more fluid West Coast texture of Wade and Slide and Beverly Hills, from the soul flip of Boom Bap to the throwback 90s grooves of Boiled Peanuts and Denial is a River, of which she commands like any other student in the game would, and she's even really funny to boot. Now, not all the grooves work for me. Skip feels a little bit too stodgy, it feels like the beat's constantly dying, and Fireflies left in a lot of filmy high frequencies for the R&B groove that just did not complement the ethereal vibe, somehow actually got worse after the beat switch, probably my least favorite song on the album. But for a project of 19 short tracks, the fact that there are not more misses, that's commendable. And overall, this is the sort of tape that feels designed to get a lot more attention in Doechii's direction, build hype, but it also feels transitional, promising of a lot more. It's gonna work on TikTok, it'll probably draw a lot of buzz, but I think Doechii's got the potential to shoot beyond catering to such a microwaved environment that moves through artists way too fast. I'll freely admit I'm being a fair bit harder on this than her 2022 EP, mostly because I hear Doechii on the cusp of really cutting loose, and with this she's not quite there, but she's really goddamn close. You're going to want to keep your eyes and ears on her. And not for nothing, it's got a lot of promise and it was really fun. This is a really good project. Give her a shot. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching. If you want to see more, please be sure to like, share, drop comments, subscribe. Yeah, I know I'm being a little harder, and this is really damn good. The high points are special. I just think there's a little bit more gas, another gear in the tank. Let's see where she goes from there. Beyond that, though, anything else I might be able to do to improve my presentation, I'm all ears. And if y'all want to get involved in, well, helping support the channel beyond buying my merch, I would say check out my Patreon if you want access to my schedule or to my Discord server, but there's something else coming up on YouTube soon that might be more to some of your liking. Stay tuned for that. But until then, I'm Mark, you're watching Spectrum Pulse, and I'll see you next time.